Hello everyone and welcome to my November reading wrap up. I think I read 7 books in November. November was a very wacky reading month for me. You'll see it in here. A lot of high highs and a lot of low lows for my reading in November. So let's just go to the first book. Hello! Welcome to my November wrap up. I have 2 books to share right now. That was 4. I have 2. I only have 2. The first book I read in November was The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. This is the 3rd book of the Vancouver Storm series. This is about our 2 main characters, Hayden and Darcy. Hayden is part of the Vancouver Storm hockey team. Darcy just broke up with her boyfriend and is best friends with Hayden, and Hayden's like, hey, stay with me for a while. Get your feet, what am I trying to say? Get your feet back up and I'm gonna help you out. The thing is, Hayden has kind of had this like secret crush on Darcy like this whole time. Darcy's just kind of ready to move on with her life and become kind of like a player. And Hayden is like a notorious boy. Darcy kind of dubs him as her wingman. He kind of like helps her come up with tips and tricks on how to sleep with people. Hopefully that made sense. I thought this was so good. It was very cute. I loved these characters. I think they're just so cute. Hayden. Yeah. I thought it was really cute overall. I think the last, like once they get together, like that's it. It keeps going, but like I don't think there was any, it didn't need to keep going, I guess. I either wished she slow burned it a little bit more or wrapped it up quicker, because I think this kind of dragged on. But like I just like, there were points where I was like, I get it, they're happy, they're fun, they're cute. I'm done. I'm over. Let's move on. I don't know, kind of surprising. I really did like it. I gave it 4 stars. Good book. And the other book I have for you right now is Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. This is the 2nd book of the Rose Hill series. This one is about West, who is a single dad, and Skylar, who is a country singer. She has come to Rose Hill to kind of want to get away from like the fame and her parents and stuff like that, because she kind of finds out something about her parents, so she kind of runs away from that. And she also wants to create her own album with Ford. West kind of saves Skylar from this like bear attack. I liked this. I feel kind of similar vibes with Wild Love and this one. I like it, but I don't love it. I really wanted to love this, and I think I was loving it for a while, but then I just kind of started getting over it. I also find this one very insta-lovey, very insta-attraction-y. Obviously, the main characters are so into each other, and you can tell like every 2 seconds they're like, oh my god, this person is so hot. Oh my god, but I can't. I shouldn't do it, but he's so hot. Like, I feel like that was the vibe in this one so bad. So like, she tried to slow burn this, but like their inner monologue just really just caught them. Even like the single dad aspect, like that kind of part, like the kids weren't even doing it for me. I felt like her connection with the kids was very insta-y, I guess, if that makes sense. She barely interacts with them, I feel like. Or doesn't interact with them, I feel like, enough. Also, there are so many sex scenes in this. Oh my god. If you don't like spice, do not recommend. I feel like this was quite spicy. They're fucking a ton, and I was just like, okay. Oh, he did what? Okay. But I did love the characters a lot. I really like West. I really like Skylar. I actually really loved both of these characters, and their romance was pretty good overall. I don't know, just something about this just didn't like super click with me. I ended up giving this a 3.5 stars. I liked the characters. I think they were good together. I liked the story as a whole, but I just didn't love it, and I wish I did. Those are the books I've read so far, so I'll see you for the next one. Hello. This has been such a weird reading month for me. I feel like I have been like a little book slumpy, but I'm gonna kind of catch you up on what I read this month. I read A Stranger in the Woods by Michael Finkel. It's like a story about a real life hermit or something like that, or the last remaining hermit, something of that sort. I read this for a video that hopefully will be coming out soon, but this book was weird. It's weird, and it's based off of a true story. It's a weird story in the sense that the author is kind of giving stalker vibes. Also, I just didn't care about this book. It was so boring to me. I felt like there was just no real story behind this. Like, yes, it's interesting this guy had lived out in the woods for 20 plus years, but like besides that, I felt like the story of itself was just boring. I didn't care really at all. And then unfortunately I gave it 1 star. It just wasn't for me. The next book I read was Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is a sci-fi thriller. This guy, he was just living his life, having a good time. He goes to a bar to like celebrate this friend's like accomplishment. This random guy comes and like kidnaps him basically and injects him with this like serum type thing. He comes to and he's like waking up in this entire different place than he was. He realizes his wife is not his wife anymore. He doesn't have a son and he's kind of trying to figure out what's going on. I thought this was pretty good. This book gives very like I will love you in every lifetime kind of vibes. I wasn't like completely hooked. This book kind of goes over like the multiverse, so if you're really into like that kind of thing and like the Avengers multiverse kind of stuff, this is very reminiscent of that, like having small changes kind of affect who you are now as a person, and if like, you didn't take those steps and actions, what would happen to you now. It's very interesting that way. Overall, it was alright. I gave it 3.5 stars. I feel like there's not like a lot to say for me about this one. I cared enough to see how it ended, but I also didn't really connect with our characters. The next book I read was A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the last book of the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. Hey, so good. I don't know why people were like, I didn't like the ending to this, blah blah blah. Loved it. So good. So fun. A Curse for True Love versus Finale. A Curse for True Love definitely wins in that. It's so much better, I think, ending wise. I felt like it was so satisfying with everything that happened. I low-key want another spin-off though of the Valors. That would be so cool to like have like their story. Maybe that's what she's doing next. I don't know, but I would love to have another spin-off with them. I gave it 4.5 stars. So good. I felt like this whole series was a little bit more fleshed out than Caraval in the sense that it just, I feel like from beginning to end, it was all really good. Not that Caraval's not really good, but Finale and even part of Legendary for me kind of it falls flat. So this one's very good. If you've been wanting to read it, I highly recommend. I'm so excited to talk about this book, but I read Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is the 3rd book of the Maple Hills series. We're following Henry and we are introduced to Hallie. This is a similar plot to The Deal by Elle Kennedy. He needs help writing this essay and she kind of helps him write it and whatever. He needs help, she helps him. That's it. But I'm obsessed with this book. Hallie, me and her, same person. We are the same person. If you want to know my inner demons, my inner thoughts, my inner situational awareness, literally the beginning chapter when she's literally getting broken up with by an ex-boyfriend, a lot of the things that she was feeling and going through, I was like, I think I've seen this film before. This plot, the storyline, their banter, so sweet, so wholesome. Just a lot of the things that were happening in this, I was just like, yes, give me more, give me more, give me more. I was so surprised because the other 2 Hannah Grace books that I gave, I think I give both of them like 3 stars, 3.5 stars. I'm giving this one 5 stars. I have to give it 5 stars. It's so good, so well done. And like I said, maybe that's because I related to them a lot more, but I also thought at the end of the day, their banter together was very cute. I feel like they knew each other so goddamn well. The fact that like she knew what he needed before he even had to say anything was so good, and he was so sweet and wholesome to her as well. They truly just knew each other so well. This just pleasantly surprised me. I hope she like kind of continues this train. I don't want to talk about this book, honestly. I went from 2 really good books to this book, and I'm really sad and disappointed that I didn't like it. But I read By a Thread by Lucy Score. I technically I DNF'd this book. And if you're new here, hi, I don't DNF. I hardly DNF. That's probably a red flag for me that I don't DNF. Sometimes books are slower than you just gotta give them a chance, and sometimes they turn out really great. I hated the main characters. Absolutely. Both of them. I didn't like either one. They're both annoying. Our main 2 characters, one of them, the girl, she's working at this pizza place and the guy is being a dick and being rude and whatever. She kind of yells at him. He yells at her. He basically ends up like getting her fired. His mom is there and is a huge like CEO of a fashion magazine. So she ends up hiring her and he is like not allowed to fire her in any way. He becomes obsessed with her. Thinks like she's so hot but I can't have her. Because like his dad did some shady shit at the company. whatever. He is crazy. He reminds me a lot of Alex from Twisted Love, and this one was giving me the same vibes. This was giving the same vibes where I didn't like any of the main characters. The plot is kind of interesting, like with the fashion magazine element. It gave kind of Devil Wears Prada vibes a little bit, but I hated it. And I really hated it because I just hated the two characters. 50% in, I was like, I gotta stop. And you know what? I'm counting it because I don't care. Like I said, it could have gotten better, maybe. I don't know, which makes me really sad because I think a lot of people do love this book, but I just couldn't get through it. So I gave it 1 star. I don't know if you guys rate your DNFs. You win some and you lose some. It's crazy that I literally went from like a 5-star read to a 1-star read. The duality of this month has been crazy for me. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!